Only 3 races left, and we headed the one and only Talladega Superspeedway just north of Talladega, Alabama for 10 laps around this 2.66 mile superspeedway, where these 32 drivers are here to try and punch their ticket into the Final Four next week in Martinsville. And if we take a look at the point standings currently, you can see that Hendrick Motorsports is controlling the Final Four right now, with 3 of their 4 drivers in the Final Four. But you can also see Joe Gibbs Racing has a few drivers right near the cut line. But everything can change in a single second here at Talladega, and your day can go from great to terrible with one bad push. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the drivers who could possibly have a pretty good chance to win here today. And we're going to start out with your pole sitter, Brad Keselowski, is starting on pole for today's event. After setting a blistering pace in qualifying, he's nabbing that top spot. There's one of the drivers from the Ford camp. He's trying to get Ford their first win of the season. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch, on the other hand, is too far back to make a run for the playoffs. He was one of the fastest drivers in both practices, so watch for him to try and be up front late. However, one of the other Joe Gibbs drivers is right on track. It's Denny Hamlin. He's starting second for today's race and holds the final transfer spot for the Final Four. But the real question is, can he keep that spot at the end of the race? And then Ross Chastain is starting deep in the pack last, in fact, after failing inspection. So he will have a long journey to the front to undertake. Let's see if he can make it there up late. Let's go ahead and take a look at your starting line for today. In row number 1, we have Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin. Then Christopher Bell and Eric Almirola make up row 2. Then Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Briscoe in row 4. And Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney in row 4. Then we have the Busch brothers in row number 5. And then we have Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher in row 6. BJ McLeod making his first ever start next to Kevin Harvick in row 7, and Alex Bowman and Joey Logano in row 8. And as the rest of the field will scroll past your screen, let's talk about some of your race facts for today's race. It'll be 10 laps around this high-banked 2.66 superspeedway just north of the town of Talladega, and there are going to be 32 hot rods heading around this track, where every push could be the beginning of a massive wreck. But the drivers, they're going to begin to roll off the grid to start today's event, and as said previously, it's 10 laps around the Superspeedway. To partially dictate who makes the Final Four next week in Martinsville, it's going to be Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin leading us to the green here at Talladega. They're raring to watch these drivers, and as they head through the tri-oval, Brad Keselowski leads us to green for 10 laps here in Talladega. Pretty good shove on the bottom lane with Christopher Bell behind him. He's going to now merge to the top lane with Denny Hamlin's support. Now they're going to go single file into the top and bottom lanes respectively. But Joe Gibbs' teammates around him. Oh, they're going to make a lunge to the outside lane. And Brad Keselowski's like a sunk ship. He's out. He's out of the line. And now here comes 2 lanes of drivers. Almirola leading the top. Denny Hamlin on the bottom. Here comes Larson, make him 3 wide. Oh, Hamlin tries to block. It's not going to work. He's going to sink all the way backwards. He's out of the picture now. Kyle Busch now going to be leading that middle lane, but it's Kyle Larson leading lap number 3. And here comes a shove from Eric Almirola and Chase Briscoe. Eric Almirola is going to dive in front of the 18 of Kyle Busch. And oh, rough pushing from Kyle Busch. Almost sending Eric Almirola around through the turns 3 and 4. Here's another shove by Kyle Busch. Really risky pushing there as Kyle Larson leads lap 4. Now it's on the inside lane. It's Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr. Oh, scrolling back at Kyle Larson. Oh, flipping up and over and slamming back to the ground. It's Brad Keselowski with a massive flip here on the back straightaway. 2 other cars involved. It's Almirola and Chase Elliott. But a huge wreck here on the back straightaway with 1 car going up and over, and that was the 2 of Brad Keselowski. You see Chase Elliott and Eric Almirola involved as well. But we need to take a look at how that happened. Here's the replay. Look on the outside lane, Almirola. And another huge push. And oh, wow. Huge hit for the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Almirola just came down the apron and went straight into him and sent him flying. What a weird blow over. Here's another look at it. Slow motion. You see him just squirrely off the bumper. And oh, huge hit for Brad Keselowski, flipping up and over. He's very lucky that wasn't worse than it was. That is a horrendous accident here. Just Kyle Busch too rough with the pushing, and bam, sending it hard into Larson. Almirola and Elliott made a hard impact on that inside wall as well, but Keselowski got the brunt of the damage. Let's take a look at it one more time in full speed here to get an idea of the impact. Look at him. Oh, just loose and bam! Huge flip for Brad Keselowski. And that's going to end all 3 of those drivers' days. after a really big incident here. You can see them all in the garage. But the rest of the drivers, they are ready to go here at Talladega. And we're going to resume the race on lap number 5 with those two drivers, Kyle Larson and Martin Truex Jr. leading us back to green. And the fans, well, after that show, they want some more. And through the tri-oval, Kyle Larson and Martin Truex Jr. leads back green here at Talladega. And Kyle Larson immediately going in front of the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. wanting nothing to do with the pushing of Kyle Busch. Now Kyle's leading both lanes on the inside and the outside. Here comes the charge from the Ford Mustang of Kevin Harvick. Ryan Blaney to the outside of Kyle Busch. He's left to dry and rot on the inside lane. As now Martin Truex Jr. making a third lane here. Blaney's going to slide up in front of him. Now Harvick down in front of the middle lane. He is your leader. Here comes a shove down. Jones up. And now scrolling up the bumper and hard on the outside wall. That's Kevin Harvick. And two more cars. Joey Logano and Kyle Larson involved as well. And it's going to bring out your second caution of the day here at Talladega. And you can just see these few drivers just hard hits in the outside wall. We'll take a look at the replay here in a second. But they really dug up the grass, Logano and Larson. Here's the replay. Coming off the bumper down there. Oh, he just got loose. Went squarely off Jones' bumper and hard on the outside wall as he impacted into Harvick, setting him right on the outside wall. And he also collected Joey Logano, setting both of them through the grass. Here's another look at it here. And you can just see, got squarely off the bumper and a huge hit for Kevin Harvick, really. And it's very lucky this is only a 3-car incident. Many, many more cars could have been involved. But these were the only 3 drivers that did. As you can see here again, Logano and Kyle Larson, bam, hard on the outside wall. They went through the grass, while Kevin Harvick got the brunt of the damage. As that, they really tore up the grass, Kyle Larson and Joey Logano coming through after that. But all 3 of their days will be over. And yeah, so we're going to go back green on lap number 8 with Eric Jones and Kyle Busch leading us back. And through the tri-oval, it is Eric Jones and Kyle Busch leading us back green here at Talladega. And again, the inside lane prevails with a ginormous push from BJ McLeod in his first ever event. He's going to dodge to the outside lane and get a whale of a shove from the 18 of Kyle Busch. Alex Bowman supporting his buddy Eric Jones in the inside lane. BJ McLeod still right up there. Now he's going to get ditched by the 18 of Kyle Busch, forging his own outside lane. Now Bowman is now going to jump in front of BJ McLeod. They're going to be trying to mount a charge on the 43 of him. Now they're making a 3 wide down. Now big push on the outside lane. Oh, he's into Truex. Back into traffic and a huge incident here in the back in turns 1 and 2. And it's a major incident. Involved 9 cars sent flying after a hellacious smash in the outside wall for BJ McLeod. Pretty big hit for him, as 9 cars to Benedetto, Bowman, Hamlin, so many good cars torn up from this. Take a look at it. He got a big shot on the outside lane from Kyle Busch and went straight into traffic trying to clear Bowman, and went into Truex and bounced straight back into the rest of the field, involving Bowman and Busch. And the other 6 cars just were kind of collateral damage, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. As you can see it in slow motion, big hit for Benedetto down the inside wall. He may just be able to continue, but this will set up an overtime restart. There's only 2 laps to go here at Talladega. And if you're taking a look at the replay here, you can see he just got a big run and couldn't contain it. And then he saw the middle lane getting a run, and he tried to block Bowman, but it didn't quite work. Underestimated the run and just went sprawling into the 19 at Truex and came right back up the track into Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman. And then the rest of the field just got collided from there. But 7 of those drivers are being currently towed to the garage, with 2 of them, Denny Hamlin and Matt Benedetto, while they are trying to continue on as they are in their pits, trying to get their damage repaired. But we're going to overtime here at Talladega. This should be a very fun watch. And those 2 drivers are the drivers that are leading us down, Eric Jones and Martin Truex Jr. And Benedetto and Hamlin will read for this overtime restart. but it's going to be Eric Jones and Martin Truex Jr. leading us to green. We're back green here in overtime, and Chastain are making 3 wide as they head down through turns 1 and 2. Now Buescher going to slide in front of him, both lanes pretty even. Here comes a charge from the middle lane of Martin Truex Jr. and Chris Buescher going to block that. Here comes a big run from Ryan Blaney. Now Buescher's going to ditch him. White flag flies. Allmendinger now with a big run in the corner. Oh, he's going to try and slide up. Oh, he's into Buescher there, both down. Now Jones turn on the apron. Here comes Chastain. 4 wide down the back straightaway. Now Bell with a big run trying to push him to the outside, back to the inside, down the triangle. Goes down the apron. Oh, spinning in the catch and then slamming back to the ground. It's number 42 of Ross Chastain. But Christopher Bell, he is your winner here at Talladega after a hellacious smash into the catch fencing for Ross Chastain. As you can see, Chris Buescher and Allmendinger were also involved in that race late, but a huge hit in the catch fencing on the final lap here at Talladega. And you can see ginormous damage to the catch fence and the car. But let's take a look at how this happened as they come to the white flag here in the replay. And you can just see here comes Allmendinger, just misjudged where Buescher was, and then Jones went down the apron 4 wide, and Bell decided to join Chastain, but you can see Bell diving every single which way. Chastain just got like huge hit in the catch fence there, as Bell beat the rest of the field back to the line. As we take another look at it here, just dodge every which way, and Chastain, went hard in the catch fencing, but Christopher Bell, he has proved himself victorious after that huge incident on the final lap for Ross Chastain, and he's going to burn it down here at Talladega. But now, after that very exciting race, here are your results for the day. We have Christopher Bell on top, and then Ryan Blaney, always so close, but didn't quite finish it out. Another good day for McDowell, Jones, and Truex as they ran out your top 5. And you see the other side, you can see every single one of these drivers was involved in a wreck. Some big playoff contenders there. All of Hendrick in that final graphic there. But if we take your point standings, not Chris Buescher, that's Christopher Bell on top of those final 4 drivers. Alex Bowman, William Byron, Denny Hamlin is your current final 4. And that will be fun to watch next week at Martinsville. But that should be a very fun one. And there's your final slide. But thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. See you next time in Martinsville.